Me and my dad went to go get new glasses. I never really had any issues with eyesight. I'm not blind, but people have been saying that I should get glasses. Of course, I haven't because I still see good. I can still identify one thing from another. No blurry vision whatsoever. I still read and draw good. But I think a factor in me getting new glasses is doing things in the dark. I'm usually the last one to go to sleep in my family, because of the abundance of homework I had to do. But even on summer vacation, I stay up late, mostly because I like to draw portraits of my friends. In the dark, nothing but my nightlight and the bossa nova playlist I put on while I draw and do homework. Problem is, it was lights out when the clock hit 10, so it left me no choice but to work with the nightlight. I didn't mind. It was chill, but being the pussy that I am, I do sometimes get scared by sounds in the dark. Sometimes a rustle in the walkway to the kitchen that I can't see into because it was way beyond bedtime, like 1 a.m. At first, I was afraid, thinking it was some monster, but then I blamed it on the rats we have in the house. I never heard a squeak, nor saw an oval walk across the hall, because it was pitch black whenever I looked down the hall, but it was safe to assume it was a rat. So we went and got our glasses, and I didn't believe that I had bad eyesight until the results came in, which says that I had worse eyesight than my dad, aging gracefully. I know, but we got our glasses, and the first time I tried them on was surprising. Far away things were clearer than ever. When we got home, the day went as usual, other than the few things I noticed were clearer with my new glasses on, like the faces on pictures and the details on the drawings. That night, an hour after lights out, I was feeling an urge to draw a portrait of Catherine, a friend of mine who had the cutest face imaginable, perfect for a portrait. I get a reference photo and started to sketch, wearing my new glasses, as I saw every detail I was laying down as I made the best portrait I had ever done. I was halfway through the hands when I heard a rustle down the hall. I looked down the hall, and I could see very clearly. I didn't see a rat. Far from it. It was peeking out the kitchen doorway. It was a human in shape, but it was no human. It had big hollow eyes, darker than the pitch black it was in. Even though it had no eyes, it was watching me with intent. It had a rough, leathery texture to its skin. It reeked of burnt matches with a stench so strong I could smell it from across the hall. It was lanky, thin, almost a skeleton in nature. I froze. I turned pale. I couldn't blink. I didn't want to. I reached for my phone to call my mom, but it was dead. And as far as I'm concerned, dead as I was, for what seemed like an eternity, I stared it down, fighting the urge to cry from fear, throw up from the smell, or move a muscle so that this thing won't kill me, even though it was just there, watching, standing, staring. All of a sudden, for whatever reason, it started to smile, showing uneven, yellow, rotting dentures. I wanted it to be over so bad. Then the nightlight died,